on, and Windham trying desperately to come out of it. His face becoming a crimson mask, and Windham trying desperately to come out of that Asiatic spike. Windham continues to take more and more punishment from this Asiatic spike applied. The referee calling for it. The referee calling for it. Jerry, wait a second, Jerry.
The thrill is back. You're looking at him. The organizer, the professional, the magnificent one. Get ready. I'm going to burn this place down.
Butcher Branigan going up against Steve Keirn. Steve Keirn, 230 pounds, the Florida television champion. Branigan with a 70-pound weight advantage here, a height and reach advantage. As he moved in, Keirn hooked that arm very quickly. Another, really almost a power-lift arm drag takedown. Came in high under the armpit. Full arm drag and twist now by Keirn. Reversal by Branigan. Keirn inside his man. Back into an armbar now by Steve Keirn. Lashes out with a foot into the side of the rib cage. Keirn to a bottom wrist lock, a lateral drop, takedown. Keirn keeping his man tied up, keeps the pressure on him. Started to go for the leg. It was Keirn backing out. Now Branigan, and that shows the tremendous strength this Branigan has. Full slam, but Keirn kept the bottom wrist lock. Keeps his man tied up. Keirn now to the hammerlock. Keirn, of course, the master of the sleeper hold, learned it from Don Curtis. Don, of course, was one of the specialists in the sleeper hold. Interesting to note that he has used it very, very effectively. And I noticed last week Mr. Saito, upon his return, using the sleeper hold. One would expect that Saito would use the Shinanomaki to put his man out. That's the Japanese sleeper, but he seems to use the American adaptation very effectively. Keirn, a series of forearms, has Branigan back to the canvas once again on one knee. To the ropes. Branigan caught him on the ropes, caught him again. Keirn could be in trouble here as Branigan's unleashing his artillery now. And Keirn's head rocking and reeling now. Branigan closing in again on him. Brings him up. Another full body slam. Keirn coming back to his feet. Caught Branigan coming in. Caught him again and again and again. Keirn smashing Branigan into that turnbuckle, and Branigan could be in trouble here. The ropes. Keirn hooks him with a sleeper. Keirn hooks him with a sleeper and jumps right up on his back to make sure he's got full control. The forearm across the carotid artery. Keirn continues to clamp down. And Branigan fading into unconsciousness at this point. The blood supply to the brain being cut off. And this is something any of you youngsters who are looking, never try this. This is an exceptionally dangerous hold, and you should never try it. You can cause serious, permanent injury to someone. right, Steve Keirn's responsibility now to revive Branigan. And hard rap behind the heart that restores the pulse beat once again. Your victor in this, the Florida television champion. We're going to take a look at that in instant replay once again. Notice how Keirn set his man up. Hooks him on the one arm. Whips him off the ropes. Branigan bounced off, still dazed. Keirn slid to one side very quickly. Applied that sleeper hold. You can see Branigan suddenly realizing the trap he's in. Keirn hops up on his back, clamps down, and it is all over for Butcher Branigan. You want him in your hometown and you want him to sign this contract?
Right.
Well, I'll see what I can do. Bubba Douglas going into the ring now to wrestle Louis Astea. Let's turn it over to our ring announcer.
This match, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. From Lakeland, Florida, weighing 261 pounds, Bubba Douglas. His opponent from Havana, Cuba, weighing 220 pounds, Louis Astea.
Louis Astea going up against Bubba Douglas. One fall with a 10-minute time limit. And Bubba Douglas handed me a contract for Sir Oliver Humperdink. Sir Oliver Humperdink has joined me here at the desk.
You know, I couldn't help overhearing the incoherent ramblings of one Andrew B. Douglas just a few seconds ago when he said he had something for me to sign. Well, just recalling a few months ago, Gordon Soley, recalling how extremely easy it was to paintbrush this man and teach him a lesson in his own backyard. I will gladly sign a contract. La Plume. Have you La Plume?
Oh, do you want a pen?
Plume.
Yes, I have a pen. Yes, sir.
I'll show Andrew Douglas I did it once to him. I'll do it again. It was easy. It was kids playing. Watch this. Contract. A man of the world. Contracts. La Plume.
Well, he certainly seemed to be extremely
Haste makes waste. I don't rush into anything, but I know what I'm doing here because Bubba Douglas, as far as I'm concerned, is nothing more than a second-class wrestler and a second-class citizen. I taught him one lesson. It was easy. I didn't even break a sweat. And you know, it's been about a month or so since I shaved his head in Lakeland, and I haven't sweated since then. And I think it's good for the body to sweat once in a while, so I'll go back and do whatever he wants to do, anywhere, anytime, and any place. Easy.
Well, indeed, some very, very confident comments on the part of Sir Oliver Humperdink, and he is standing here
He's
watching.
in big trouble now, huh?
He may have been momentarily in trouble, but apparently does not now.
Wait a minute, he'll get back into trouble.
Gordon, a lot of times, you know, people take Bubba Douglas lightly, but this man, he had a lot more
There's
hurt
nothing about
than his
Bubba
hair.
Douglas that's light, Briscoe. In
And he
case you
had
haven't
his
noticed,
pride hurt.
he's an overstuffed geek as far as I'm concerned, a second-class everything.
Well, I don't know what to say, Jerry, about a man like Sir Oliver Humperdink and his comments.
I just wouldn't sell Bubba Douglas short. You know, Bubba did learn a heck of a lesson over there, but you know.
Certainly don't sell Bubba Douglas as short as his hair. You notice the new hairstyle? You like that, huh? What a fool.
Indeed, Bubba Douglas caught that time by Astea out of Havana, Cuba.
Kid's doing all right. This Cuban kid is all right. I like him.
Front chancery now, but they're back into those ring ropes. The referee calling for the break. Astea, cheap shot on the break, and Douglas fired back. Caught him with a forearm. Coming off the ropes, high backdrop. Bubba Douglas moving in on his man once again.
Now, what in God's name is that?
The stump puller, Gordon.
That's right, it's the old-fashioned Florida stump puller. The old-fashioned Florida stump puller, and Bubba Douglas has scored quite a victory on Louis Astea and is approaching the desk here right now. Bubba,
Sweating, Douglas.
yes.
Get off the desk, you're sweating.
Yes, he signed the contract. Yes, sir.
I like you to read the fine print in your contract.
What do you mean, Bob?
Well, all right. I'll be glad to read the print. Because as it says here, Bubba Douglas has challenged the
Sir Oliver Humperdink team to a tag team event, and Sir Oliver Humperdink will be suspended 20 feet above the ring in Lakeland, Florida on March 22nd in a 4x6 steel cage.
That's your big thing. I ain't scared of.
Wait a minute, Gordon. Read the finer print.
Well, all right, it says, in addition to Bubba Douglas, he has gotten Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, as his
What
tag.
is this? No, it's
Wait a minute, Gordon. Wait a minute, Gordon. We're not through yet. Read the fine print.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Turn it over on the back, Gordon.
Oh, in addition to Bubba Douglas and Dusty Rhodes taking on the team of Volkoff, Brown, and the Super Destroyer, Bubba Douglas and Dusty Rhodes will have as their third partner Bugsy McGraw.
Oh, no!
Bugsy McGraw.
What is this? He's behind it! You're behind him, McGraw! You saboteur! You traitor! You're behind this! I know you're collusive with this!
Gordon,
it's not gonna work, McGraw! It's not gonna work! You're not gonna do it to me, McGraw! You're not gonna do it to me, Douglas! You know what you're gonna do to me! You're doing your
Gordon,
Sir Oliver Humperdink.
I got exactly what I want, Gordon. I got Humperdink. He's the main thing, and his entire group of hand-picked assassins. I got him in Lakeland, my hometown, and I'm going to give him the embarrassment of his life. I'll never forget Humperdink, the embarrassment they caused me when they shaved my head. Now her payday is here, and he's going to pay him in full. I promise him that. He won't get away with nothing. He will get the embarrassment of his life in Lakeland.
We have it right here, signed, sealed, and delivered. And if I've ever seen a terrified Sir Oliver Humperdink, that was it, Jerry.
That's the greatest thing I ever seen, Bubba. I think you outsmarted a smart man finally.
Thank you, Jerry. And thank you, Gordon.
Bubba, congratulations. This contract is on file.
Thank you very much, Gordon.
And we'll be back in just a moment. Don Muraco, the magnificent Muraco, moving out against Barry Windham, and this is, wow, Muraco exploding on Windham. And Windham, a young rookie wrestler, who's I've mentioned, Jerry, very close to Dusty Rhodes, but he's having...
Lord, this is something, you know. Muraco, he's an animal. He's a caged animal. That's all you can say about him. He's laid back and he's wasted, but boy, I guarantee you, he's got something coming to him.
Muraco just totally annihilating this youngster. Windham has never really had a chance.
Oh.
Ooh, hurt a lot of the ring. Jerry, just hang in there, Jerry. Don't... Muraco has Windham up. Smashed him into that guardrail on the far side. Muraco after him again. The referee trying to separate it. Muraco choking and pounding away on Windham. And wait a minute, Jerry, please don't. Please, Jerry, stay here. Don't move from this area, please. Don't become involved in this kind of a situation. Muraco back into the ring. Windham outside. Windham coming up very, very slowly. Muraco catching him again. And Muraco still after Windham. Windham trying gamely to get back into that ring. And Muraco, as Jerry Briscoe pointed out, like a caged animal.
Oh, Barry, hit him.
And Windham.
Suck it up, Barry. Come on.
Windham, from a side view, all I can see is that he appears to be severely lacerated. Muraco continues his attack on Barry Windham. Windham from West Texas State in a lot of trouble out there now. And Muraco,
man, all he's trying to do is learn how to wrestle, Gordon. That's all he wants. That's all he's trying to do.
Well, he's got that Asiatic spike on him now. Don Muraco putting that Asiatic spike on, and Windham trying desperately to come out of it. His face becoming a crimson mask, and Windham trying desperately to come out of that Asiatic spike. And now it is Windham fighting and screaming, trying to battle his way out of the situation, and Windham continues to take more and more punishment from this Asiatic spike applied. The referee calling for it. The referee calling for it. Jerry, wait a second, Jerry. To this young fellow who was rendered unconscious. He was rendered totally unconscious by this Asiatic spike, and young Barry Windham, I don't know how badly he's hurt. We need a stretcher. We need a stretcher, please. I don't know how badly that neck has been injured. Don't move that head if you possibly can. Don't move that head. We do need a stretcher. He caught that Asiatic spike in the side of the neck. Turner, Mr. Florida, Don Diamond, Hector Guerrera, Jerry Briscoe. All right, so Muraco is the winner of this, if that's what you want to call it, but we do need that stretcher. We do need a stretcher. Windham is out. Try not to move that head, please. Tell him not to move. Tell him not to move that head, please. We have a stretcher. We have a stretcher coming now. We have a stretcher coming now, and all right, let's very, very carefully, gentlemen. Watch that neck. Watch that head. Bring him up. All right. As gently and as carefully as you can. And wait a minute now. We've gotten Barry Windham out of the ring. We've got him out of the ring, gentlemen. Jerry, Manny, please. Please back off on this one, gentlemen. We have a situation here that
you ought to know better than to send a punk kid to do a job that ain't no man in this state can do. The thrill is back. You're looking at him. The organizer, the professional, the magnificent one. Get ready. I'm going to burn this place down. I'm sick. I'm back. And I'm ready. And I'm getting sicker and sicker. And my mind is getting stranger and stranger slowly.
We'll be back. We'll be right back.
Duration match, television time remaining. From St. Petersburg, Florida, weighing 235 pounds, Don Diamond. His partner from Jackson, Tennessee, weighing 245 pounds, Mike Miller. Their opponents from Siberia, weighing 313 pounds, Nikolai Volkoff. And from the south side of Chicago, weighing 327 pounds, Bad Leroy Brown.
Leroy Brown and Nikolai Volkoff going up against Don Diamond and Mike Miller. I just point up to you because you could hear the chant immediately when Volkoff and Brown came into the ring. The people began to chant USA, waiting now for the bell. There's the bell. Brown after Don Diamond, catching Diamond with a series of forearms across the shoulders and the back. Good leapfrog by Diamond. Diamond caught him. Executed flying ground. Did you notice Brown making the tag? Brown made that tag, and as Sir Oliver Humperdink has found his way back into the building now after his harrowing experience with Bugsy McGraw. Diamond caught him. Good drop kick. Diamond with an arm drag takedown. tags up with Nikolai Volkoff. And it is Volkoff catching Miller again. Volkoff continuing to dominate the situation. Volkoff brings him up into a backbreaker. Up over his head once again. Makes the tag. Bad Leroy Brown moves in. Bad Leroy Brown crashes down across that chest. It is all over. It is all over. Mr. Saito going out against Terry Taylor. Taylor will have a possible slight reach advantage. See how quickly Saito moved in, but Taylor, very good move. Good counter by Taylor. He was taken off his feet very quickly. Notice how Saito went right into the leg. Carried his man Taylor. Carried the battle right to him, back into the ring ropes. The referee calls for the break. Taylor back on his feet. Taylor in the blue trunks. High. Hip lock takedown. And a chant being picked up in the crowd here. Go, Terry, go. Taylor has him in a head scissors right now. Saito, an exceptionally powerful man. As I said, uses the what appears to be the American variation of the Shinin no Maki, or the sleeper hold. Double leg dive, went in high. Now starting the ride, posts the arm, keeps the ride going. Taylor turns into his man. Saito keeping the ride going. Taylor again trying to sit out, trying to move in. And good move by Taylor. Has Saito on the canvas. Collar and elbow, and it is Saito now, from an arm drag posture to an arm bar posture. Takedown. Taylor trying to arrest some advantage here, but Saito keeping the arm tied up. Partial float over. Saito again. Notice the way he'll utilize his legs. And the ropes. The referee again calls for the break. Saito caught him with a chop in the throat. Off the ropes. Catches him another chop in the throat. Saito smashing Taylor's head into the far turnbuckle. Taylor again. Caught by that turnbuckle. Taylor fired to the midsection. It did not have authority. Saito again. One to the throat that has Taylor back to the canvas. A chop to the back of the head. Another one across the back itself. Again, smashes him into the turnbuckle. Another chop to the throat. And it is Saito using that chop very effectively now. Now Taylor beginning to fire back. Saito whipped across. Saito caught Taylor coming in. Caught Taylor coming in, and that one caught him flush on the mouth. Taylor coming up very slowly. Saito belly to back suplex. Saito gets the sleeper. Saito gets the sleeper, and he even uses the same methodology as Steve Keirn. Uses that same methodology. Whips his man into the ropes, catches him coming off the ropes, has him, and Taylor is out. Taylor is out. And so Mr. Saito is victorious. Of course, it's up to Saito now to revive Terry Taylor. Talk to Mr. Saito. I noticed that you use the sleeper, the American variation of the sleeper, as opposed to the Shinin no Maki.
So American skin deck, just like a pencil deck. So easy to sweep it. You know, but big story there.
このぶっ飛びでダスティローズ、スティーブ・カー、easy sleep, easy sleep. I'm any tired, easy watch.
In other words, you're challenging Steve Keirn, is that right, sir? Are you
I think a puny does the Steve Keirn, Dusty Rhodes. Huh?
Well, and I guess that's all he wants to say at this point in time, and I, for one, am certainly not going to argue with him, but it appears to me that I caught out of that he wishes to challenge Steve Keirn. He also mentioned the name of Dusty Rhodes. Obviously, Mr. Saito is a man who is going to have to be reckoned with. That's all the time that we have this week on the Best of Championship Wrestling. We hope that you'll join us next week at the same time. Until then, Gordon Soley saying so long.